Odds are you're probably a side chick.
I'm a side chick?
You're probably a side chick.
And what's the difference now? You know what I mean?
I left the good guy.
I have a PSA to all the ladies who treat the good men like please don't expect them to sit around and wait.
So do you guys at all feel like guilty for being part of an industry that's probably not good for marriages, making it harder for even you guys to find men that are...
That you want to leave him because he treats like good black women a queen ought to be treated.
Odds are you're probably a side chick.
I'm a side chick?
You're probably a side chick. Why would a man ever be monogamous to you when you go out and you sell your body to other men?
I don't sell my body to other men. I sell my time. If I go to the club and guys pay me for my entertainment,
They're not there because you're an amazing talk to,
actually,
or you're educational.
For me, I can't talk about no other strippers, but for me, I'm not gonna lie, I have a personality on me.
And at the end of the day,
at the club, they love it.
Any guys that are dating girls that are OnlyFans girls or strip clubs or anyone in the sex industry is that these girls are like very up and they're very manipulative and they're very narcissist. You keep them as a side chick, you keep them as recreational use only.
Who hurt you?
It ain't about who hurt him. It's about logical thinking. We live in an era where the nerds are okaying all the OnlyFans models. And now these women actually think that men like them for who they are.
Had a guy get me a Benz before and put me in a loft space and, you know, set my whole life up differently than what it was normally. And I feel like if you brought me to like this level, and then we didn't work out, but we're still friends, you know, we didn't have beef and no one cheated. It was just didn't work out. But I still, I wasn't going to move from my space because it didn't work out. I wasn't going to give him back my car because I'm not going to downgrade my lifestyle because me and you are no longer together. And I just feel like if you put me in this space and that was under your budget then, what's the difference now? You know what I mean?
You were my girlfriend, I was king you.
Yeah, but I just feel, yeah, but I personally feel like, no, I'm not moving.
But see, what he did was this, though. He gave you the upgrade, but part of that upgrade is because you're with me.
Yes.
You understand? So let me just go, though. So we didn't work out, me and you dating. You feel me? So I'm supposed to keep paying your loft and keep paying your Benz. Now, I get it. You're a true boss if you do that, and that's the vibe we're getting. But, Jazz,
no, it's just I'm not moving, and you're going to have to deal with it.
If you want to stay upgraded, stay with me. If not, go see what's out there.
Oh, so then if that's the case, you want me to stay with you for these items and use you, basically.
Not for them. If you want to live like this, it comes with being with me.
Okay. So then you would prefer a woman to just stay with you for her items and her lifestyle. My lifestyle is now contingent. My current new lifestyle that you upgraded me to is now contingent on me being in a relationship with you, and that's the only way I can have it in this moment. Then what stops me from just staying with you for that?
Then, Jazz, you want him to keep your lifestyle up, keep paying your bills, keep you on that same upgraded level. No, you were dating a man that had money, so dating him came with a lifestyle. But if we're not working and our love is dead, I don't owe you to keep paying your car note and your mortgage. I'm not entitled to. Now, if I'm that rich, then okay. But realistically, that isn't really my job. You should find you a man like me and upgrade to him and keep your lifestyle.
But that takes time. So I just feel like if someone had me on a certain pedestal, you're not just because we no longer working, you're not just going to rip the pedestal from me, or I'm gonna feel a type of way and just as petty and ruin them things. I'm gonna ruin the car. I'm gonna trash the house.
Sponsor you until you move on.
Not until I move on, but give me, until I
more time.
This is how entitled women are. They feel like if you guys did not get married just because you were dating, when the relationship ends, they're entitled for you to keep up with their lifestyle until they find another man to replace it. No, sweetheart, you fumbled the bag. You ruined the relationship before you can lock yourself in. Now you back on the streets trying to act like you were a housewife.
I think I have just lost the one person that I prayed for, all because of my self-sabotaging tendencies. Because God forbid I actually accept good things that are happening to me because I'm so used to it being a mess. I'm so used to it being toxic. And here I am in the face of a non-toxic situation, in the face of a God-fearing man, in the face of a family man, an amazing person, and I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing.
They always say, you're never in competition with another man. You're always in competition with a woman's past. If a woman has a bad past, it's best to stay away. Try to find the women who have the least amount of scars.
Married for 10 years. I got married young. I was 21, barely, like 3 days, 21. Already had a baby. He was 8 weeks old at our wedding. And I remember feeling like my marriage was temporary from the beginning. Like that I wasn't gonna make it. And I didn't know what that feeling was. I just thought it was.
So let me get this straight. She was married for 10 years, strung this man along for 10 years, had children with this man, and knew from the beginning that she didn't want to marry him. Marriage is forever, and it's not temporary, and age is not an excuse in my opinion. But there's more to the story, so continue.
Fighting for me, I was pushing him away. But I never truly accepted happiness. I left the good guy. He looks at and is like, that's a dad. That's a husband. That's how it's supposed to be. He did the dishes. He cleaned the house. He took the kids to school. He worked all day. He made good money. He supported us. I mean, yeah, we had our problems, but he was the good guy.
It's almost as if women are asking to be depressed in the relationship. The same thing that makes her cry is the same thing that makes them stay.
So I'm here to tell you, it's okay to leave the good guy.
And she says something about finding happiness and not being happy, but she doesn't realize is that a man isn't the one that's going to make you happy. You have to make yourself happy. So she should have done a lot of self-work within the relationship, because you can be in a relationship while simultaneously working on yourself. And because she got married at 21, I'm sure she missed out on her hoe phase, and now she's going to be 31 as a single mom out having fun because she missed out on it, as if that's going to be acceptable going into her 40s. And basically she goes on to say how a guy can be a good guy but not the right guy. But here's my thought process. Okay, first of all, you knew that from the beginning and you're not upfront, or did you communicate that? You wasted 10 years of this man's life where he could have gone out and found someone who appreciated him. But additionally, now it's 10 years later. If she was 21, she's 31 now. So now she's a single mom at 31. And she's about to go on the dating scene, and she thinks that's going to be better and that there's good guys still left out there. But this is also what I talk about on this page about these women. They ruin the good guys because now this man is going to go get his heart broken and never be the same ever again, all because she knew from the beginning and couldn't be upfront about it.
This is why you cannot be the guy that's sitting around whenever a woman is desperate and she's trying to live out these fantasies. She's living through themes. So she wants to get married because all of her friends are getting married. You got to stay out of that situation because that's living out a theme. I tell guys all the time, the bigger the wedding, the faker the marriage. If she wants you, she'll marry you without a wedding ring, without a big wedding, and she's more likely to stick around. A lot of these girls are just getting married just because they're in competition with their friends. And then after everyone gets older, that's when they destroy a man because it was all a fairy tale. Learn to not deal with women who are living in fairy tales.
They're probably not spending as much time with their wife. They're probably jacking off in a room and not paying attention to their wife, and it's ruining the marriage. So do you guys at all feel like guilty for being part of an industry that's probably not good for marriages, making it harder for even you guys to find men that are...
Blame it on the person in the marriage, not us.
I would say you're contributing to it.
It's not our fault because if they didn't subscribe to me, they could subscribe to another. You know,
but you're contributing to it.
Okay, but it's them. They're a faulty person.
I don't know what to say about that one. Get in the comments and let me know. Would you be happy if there was no porn stars, or do people really like porn?
Y'all know how men be and women likes and everything like that. Have, like, you know, have naked women and everything, but let you post something like that. Your man gonna be like, what you doing? So I feel like it's a lot of, you know, and sometimes, not saying it's insecurity, because that's not insecurity at all, but I feel like social media can put some insecurities on women and men as well, and then it could just make them clash, and it just, fuck, ooh, I ain't trying to cuss, but mess everything up. So right.
I personally feel like if you're in a relationship, you should not be coming to social media to get relationship advice, trying to predict what's happening in your relationship. I think that if you found someone and you and them are getting along together, block out the rest of the world and keep everybody out of your business and you'll be all right.
Might make $1 million on. You're trading $1 million for 45 to 70 years of loneliness. $1 million is a house. It's not worth it, dude. There's a lot of life to live. She gave up a 3-year marriage to go to Miami. A 3-year marriage for Miami. She said, "Well, he didn't let me go to Miami."
You say men?
She threw away a 3-year marriage. Oh shit.
All right, well, I guess
I'm gonna bring it out.
the truth hurts. Women can't handle the truth. They really can't, bro.
All of these women are taking that short-term satisfaction in order to end up with a lifetime of loneliness. That's what a lot of women are facing now when you're coming out of that feminist phase and you realize nobody wants you, but you really want to be in a relationship, but you've been pretending to act like you wanted to be liberated and independent.
Your last breakup, was it your fault or theirs?
Theirs, because they were boring me.
They were boring you?
Yeah.
What made them boring?
You know when they're just like really nice all the time and they just do whatever you want?
So like a yes man?
Yeah, I don't like that.
Was he supportive?
Yeah.
And he was there for you?
Yeah.
Was he loyal?
Yeah.
Isn't that what matters?
Yeah, but I don't want to be bored in a relationship.
You don't want to be bored?
I'm not fully...
This is why they chase the bad boy, because they're seeking the excitement. Learn to make your life exciting.
I have a PSA to all the ladies who treat the good man like shit. Please don't expect them to sit around and wait for your ass, okay? Because that's not how life works. If you decide that you don't want him, or you decide to divorce him, you decide to drop him just because he doesn't earn a lot, or a lot of the goalpost expectation that you guys keep having, please do not expect him to sit around and wait for you, okay? He's not your backup plan. And also, please don't get mad at the next woman who got him, because you know people fall in love. So get over yourself. Don't come on social media and cry your eyes out and say how much you regret it, because you know people don't really treasure what they have until they lost it. I've seen it time and time again. Just look on social media, on TikTok, how many of you keep bitching about men, keep saying men ain't shit, keep saying men of this, men that. You think men like that? Men don't like to be dogged on and berated like a child. You ladies are acting like very unstable toddler. Some of you even worse, yelling. Just because you yell doesn't mean that you are right. You know, that's way for you to communicate. But you dogging on men, especially good men, I've seen it many times. I give you an example. Before my husband and I got married, he had an ex. I think on the night that after we got married, she called him, asking him how is he? What do you mean how is he? Because she found out through newspaper announcement that my husband is married. I said, so what is your purpose of calling him to ask, oh, how are you, just to catch up? You ladies, some of you ladies here are really crazy, because you guys like to play games. I think you guys like the fact that, oh, if I drop him, anytime I want to go back to him, he will welcome me with open arms. Honey, I have this to tell you. Life doesn't work that way. Life is not always fair. Just remember, before you trash or dump a good guy, remember this. Somebody out there will treasure what you just thrown out. Good men, I'm saying good.
They never want you until someone else wants you. So make sure you choose a woman when all the girls want you. When you have options, you're more likely to choose the right woman. When you don't have options, you're more likely to accept the worst woman for you.
I have women coming in here whose men are leaving them because they got too heavy. You got heavy based on his... They won't cook, they won't clean, they won't pick up the house, they're controlling, they're unkind. You have got a guy who cooks for you. You have got a guy who doesn't care what size you are. You have got a guy who, who tells you that he loves you without being prompted or looking for sex. And you're telling me that you want to leave him because he treats a good black woman, which we're going to have to qualify, like good black women, a queen ought to be treated. And what you're doing What you're doing is taking I am a self-centered individual. And I don't appreciate what a man has brought to my table. So I'm going to make up some stupid reason to say what it is. It's stupid. And I very rarely say that about anybody. Do I, Joe? I don't say things are stupid. Very rarely, because people have odd points of view. That's okay. But that's stupid. You need to grow up, Mrs. Lee.
This is why the best way to keep a woman entertaining is to put her in competition with another woman. Even when you have a woman, you have to maintain being the guy that all the women want in order to keep your woman acting good. The moment the man turns around and places his woman on a pedestal and he starts to show her that I only want you and I only want to worship you, she loses interest. It's a chemistry that works whenever there's never chemistry that's working. Learn to make sure that you and that person have chemistry, and it's never you chasing the woman.
I don't want to date a man that doesn't have any female friendships.
Bingo.
I don't want to date a man who only gets input from other men and who has all women in two categories: your mother or your aunties, or someone I want to sleep with. You have to have a broader spectrum on women and their value in your life if you're going to be with me.
Totally. Well, first off, only getting information and opinions from other men sounds terrifying.
Terrifying.
So I encourage that to not be what anybody does ever, but you're totally right, because the more we keep talking about can you have friends of the opposite sex, the more I start feeling like everybody is like primal animals in a zoo. You literally cannot physically be around someone of the opposite sex without just like your clothes coming off. Like I don't do it. I don't, and I would never have any relationship that I'm ever in. Like, I'm not going to tell my partner, you can't be around women, because if I feel like I have to tell you that, what does that say about what I think you're like when I'm not with you? That I can't trust you to be around women, that like platonically. I would say that says more about my choices and who I'm with, because I'm never going to feel like I have to control you or I have to monitor the friendships that you.
These are women who probably have not been in real relationships. Typically, when a man has female friends, it's when he's out and about and he's dating. He's going on dates. He's saying, does this woman have chemistry? Does this woman have chemistry? And when they don't have chemistry, he's off to the next woman. But when you really find the person that you like, you don't feel the need to have female friends to tell you about your relationship. If the chemistry is right, then you and her are supposed to keep your business away from people outside of your relationship. Whenever a man gets married and whenever a man is in a serious relationship, most female friends just have to people that work for him or people that work around him. Just having a female friend to hang out with, nah, that's corny.